What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Rugal, and today we're going to do a damage comparison between Ryu and Rugal, the guy that's considered the strongest character in the game. A lot of feedback I've been getting from players is that Ryu isn't very strong. He doesn't do that much damage. He's a glass cannon, which I definitely wouldn't argue with that. But as far as damage, he's pretty godly, guys. And I think that's what we're going to show today. This isn't a review about Ryu, but I'm just going to be comparing his damage to the god himself, Rugal, because recently Rugal became the strongest character in the game. Bar none, guys, easily the strongest character in the game. And I've always said that whenever it comes to new collaborations or just new banners, we always get this little bit of power creep, right? Or we get a lot of power creep. And Street Fighter is no exception, guys. It's no exception. This character is stronger than Rugal. Believe it or not, he is. Is he going to be the best character for everybody to pick, especially if they already have a Rugal completely maxed out? Probably not. But is he a godly character? Is he, yeah, he's super, super strong. So let's do a little comparison here, all right? So the first difference between these two characters is Ryu is a native EX character. He is a cost 70 character, whereas Rugal is a cost 65 character. You guys can see that I also have max capsules on my Rugal. Both of these characters are level 90. Another thing about the EX character that's pretty cool is, our native EX character, is that this is already unlocked. Now, whenever you awaken Ryu to level 1 or 1 star, you'll get 10 of these points. You awaken to 2 star, you'll get 10 more of these points, then you have 20 points, and you can start leveling up all this. Right now, it's not leveled up at all, so it's not giving him any kind of extra advantages. He has no capsules whatsoever on him. Now, I want you to look at their stats. So right now, my Ryu, with no cards on him at all, has 21,200 CP with no capsules. His attack is at 16,225. And when you look at Rugal, 16,669 with capsules. And that's what I mean. He's a cost 65 character. The cost 70 characters, the EX characters, just have higher native stats than these characters. That's going to be a benefit that EX characters are just going to have. They're just going to have higher native stats because they are cost 70, right? Even with these capsules, Ryu's attack is almost identical to Rugal, which is pretty nutty, guys. I mean, that's actually really crazy when you think about it and look at him, right? And then when you look at Rugal's kit, I mean, he's got all these, but this is where his damage really comes from, right? He deals bleed damage equal to 300% of attack to the target upon landing a skill, which is insane, and increase active skill damage to bleeding targets by 170%. That is a lot. And increased damage received by 40% by 7 seconds on landing a skill on 12-second cooldown. So every other 5 seconds, he's going to be doing this kind of damage, guys. So when we first do our first rotation and the first test I'll show you, this is going to proc immediately. We're going to get that giant increased damage received by 40%. I mean, it's a really amazing kit that Rugal has. Plus, Rugal has 50% attack buff here. He has a 45% attack buff here, which is 95% attack buff, guys. That's a lot, 95% attack, but he doesn't have any explosion. And that's the thing to remember. I've always talked about how explosion is godly meta. You guys can see he has no cards on him. Of course, he has no imprint stones because he's just level 90, and his affinity is at level 10. And when you look at Ryu, right? Ryu, of course, doesn't have any card sets on him, right? He doesn't have an imprint stone on him because he's level 90. But when you look at his core effect, he's got the increased damage by 18% on a critical hit, guys, which means he hits super hard. He's got the extra chalk damage increase. He also has a reset active skill, right? And then he has an increased attack by 12% and penetration by 1,000 for 5 seconds per each attack, and this stacks up to 5. His penetration can go up to 5,000. That is godly. That means he's going to do a lot more. He's more or less decreasing the defenses of his opponents so he can do a lot more damage. That's pretty much what he's doing. And this attack's going to go up to 60%. Okay? That's a lot, guys. 60%. This is where his survivability is actually better than Rugal because he actually gets immunity in his core, whereas Rugal doesn't even get that at all. Ryu's survivability is actually better than Rugal. And then the Street Fighter core passive increased attack by 40%. So you can see all these attack buffs that are in Ryu's kit, but not to mention he also has 50% here, 50%, I believe 50% here, or 50% on a second skill. Yeah, he's got 50% on these two skills, so that's 100%. He's got 100% attack here. He's got an extra 40% increased attack in his core, right? He's got an increased target damage received by 35%, right? Rugal, an increased target damage received by 40% from his core. But he also drops this lightning, right? And this thing is just nutty. It lasts for 10 seconds. However, when you do the dot explosion, it removes it, right? It'll be gone. So you won't be dealing shock damage anymore whenever you use this skill, right? And the dot explosion is just nutty, guys. And it's only on a 1 second cooldown. So every time you run through your skills, right, if it's awakened, you're going to do shot explosion every time on the second skill, which is nice, guys. It's a lot of extra damage. Now, let's take them into Dungeon of Trials. Now, something I want to make clear about Dungeon of Trials is that in Dungeon of Trials, in the very beginning of the fight, chill damage is actually what allows you to do more damage to the spider robot. It isn't shock. It is until a minute 57 seconds against this boss does shock actually do more damage. So in this test, it will be completely fair. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to slap an Akane set. Now, on my free-to-play account, which is this one right here, I don't have the ideal sets for either one of these characters. I don't have the Idol Kula set for Rugal, which is the best set in the game for him, right? I just don't have the set for him, but we're just going to slap on the Akane, and that's how we're going to make this test fair. We're just going to use the Akane on both of these characters. They're both attack types. They're both going to do really well with it. Now, I don't have Rugal's 3PG. I do have Ryu's 3PG, but I'm not going to put it on him because I want this comparison to be as fair as possible, even though Rugal actually has capsules on him, whereas Ryu does not. So, and I'm just going to do one rotation, guys, just one rotation for these characters. Now, Ryu does have a reset built into his core, and so does Rugal, okay? So we're going to be doing 4 skills in total. It should reset. Rugal's got a 70% chance of resetting his second skill. And I'm just going to use their skills in this first little test that we're going to do. Okay, we're going to run up here. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, now I'm just going to guard. We're going to see how much damage we do here. We're going to let that bleed wear off. And there it wears off. We got 2.9 million. I'm going to go ahead and write that down. 2.9 million for my man Rugal. Okay. Now let's bring in Ryu. We're going to equip that Akane set on him and see how much damage he does. Now remember, we used 4 skills just now with Rugal. Okay. So let's slap the Akane on our boy here and see how well he does. Okay, a preset. Always good to have the preset. And again, I do have his 3PG, but I'm not going to equip it because it just wouldn't be fair. I mean, well, actually, it probably would be kind of fair because I do have max capsules on my Rugal. And by the way, guys, my fame system for my yellow color and my blue color are exactly the same, which I'll show you guys in a little bit so you know that that's also, they're on a level playing field. All right, so I'm going to do this again because I think there's some kind of bug with Ryu's skills because he's not getting his reset. So we're only going to use 3 skills from Ryu, but you guys are going to get the drift about who is actually the stronger character. So I'm just going to go 3, 1, 2. That way I can get the hyper armor from the 3rd skill, get the shot from the 1st skill, and then enter the dot explosion after we apply the shot from the 1st skill. Just 3 skills instead of 4 skills that we did with Rugal. Okay. And, okay, we did do 4 skills. There we go. Awesome, it did reset. Okay, so we got 3.3 million, guys. 3.3 million. 4 skills, just like Rugal, right? That's a pretty big difference. Even though my Rugal has 99 capsules, he has max capsules on him, whereas Ryu doesn't have any capsules at all. So just in this test alone, just in one rotation where we use 4 skills per character, Ryu is doing more damage. He's doing more damage, guys, right? So let me show you what they do if I just, go through their skills and just play for about 30 seconds in Dungeon of Trials and show you the difference then. Now, I'm not going to do any set pattern. I'm just going to try to keep attacking and attacking and attacking, right? For that entire 30-second duration, okay? So you can see the difference. If I had them awakened, I would actually just spam their awakened skills, but I don't have either of these characters awakened. But at the same time, that makes it a little bit more fair between these 2 characters. Okay, here we go. And I'm just going to keep hitting my basic attacks. Right, just going to keep hitting my basic attacks. I'm not going to use... There we go. I'm not going to use his EX skill, guys. There we go. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. We're just going to run. And boom, right? 28.4 million, okay? 28.4 million, okay, for Ryu. Now, let's try the same thing with Rugal and see how much damage he actually does. All right? You guys might be surprised. You might be surprised with the outcome over a long duration time between these two characters. All right, even though Rugal's got max capsules on him. All right, let's slap this on him. There we go. Come on. And man, if I was playing this on my phone, it would take twice as long going through this UI, man. So glad we got the PC client. Okay, here we go. I tried getting out of there. And you guys can, I mean, look at the damage, guys. Look at the damage, right? I mean, 13.2 million. 13.2 million versus 28.4 million. So you can see the damage difference between these two characters. Ryu, if you're using an Akane set on him, is stronger than Rugal. Now, I don't know who's actually stronger if you have a max out Idol Kula set on Rugal and say maybe you have a 7 Knights set on Ryu, right? I don't really know which is stronger because I can't test it. I have no idea. I don't know why I clicked on that. I want to go to the codex. But I mean, if you have like the 7 Knights set, if I can find it here really quick. I actually have the set on my main account. But if you have that set, or even the new 1000 Blow set, Ryu's damage is going to go skyrocket big time. But again, if you have the Idol Kula set on Rugal, his damage skyrockets. But this increased shock damage by 75% jumps his dot explosion, Ryu's dot explosion, by a massive margin. It's a godly set for him, especially if you don't have the 1000 Blow set, guys. So, I mean, I just don't know who's stronger whenever you have like the optimal sets on either of these characters. But I can tell you, and as you just saw with the Akane set, right, for a lot of players that are just starting out this game, they're not going to be able to get the 1000 Blow set. They're not going to have the 7 Knight set because they weren't playing during that collaboration. Ryu is the king. He is stronger than Rugal. He's actually stronger by quite a margin. So let me know what y'all think about Ryu being stronger than Rugal. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GMT plus 7 time. The link is in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See you, everybody.